everyone? Silver here. Back with another FGO video. Imagine. Fucking imagine that, right? I I swear to God I'm not addicted to gacha games. I only play one, and it's just FGO. I swear. Let me double check. Okay, I am recording. I did adjust the sound because in the last video, it sounded like the game was like kind of too loud at points. It was way too loud over me, and it was hard to hear me at certain points. Especially when I saw that meme, the meme in the background. That was just yesterday for me. Because these are in backlog, I believe you're like 2 or 3 days behind where I'm currently at. When you're watching this, anyways. But again, I'm gonna like eventually stop bringing that up. I'm just new to doing a backlog, really. I typically just would do, back when I used to play a lot of Final Fantasy XIV, and like upload my VODs to my channel, it would just be me playing on stream for several hours and then uploading the VOD daily. That's it. That would be it. And I treat all videos like it's a VOD, basically, where I just don't update it or I don't edit it at all. Because there's no reason for me to update these like that, or edit these in that way. If I was playing a more interesting game, I could see the use case in editing it, making things more funny. But I don't have the time nor real energy to do that much, because it would require me to sit here at my PC for a long time. And that's already hard enough for me. I did a fucking 6-hour stream today. And that was really hard on my knees. Well, specifically my right knee. My left knee is fine. My right knee, however, does not enjoy it at all. Oh, I didn't use that. Okay, we go to enhance. Yeah. I'm going to definitely level up Yurandu first and foremost. I think there's more story today, but if there's not any story unlocked today, then we just get to play the game. We just get to play for fun. I'm just gonna do that full. And I know they don't match up with her class. You get more XP from those cards if you I guess they're called Embers, but you get more XP from them if the class matches the class you're trying to level up. Unless it's an all class, which in all class works the same way with every class. And she would only get the benefit of an all class one. Because she's a foreigner, so she's an extra class. Let's see. There might be. It did unlock today. Okay, fuck. I thought it didn't. I didn't think more unlocked today. But that's fine. Uh, we'll just try to get through it. I was hoping to just farm a bit. Uh, once it gets to the farming stage, I'll probably do less of these and play it more just by myself. Because again, it's the same team every time. And in farming, in my farming stage, I choose a map and just do that map over and over until I choose whichever map for the which gives me the most of the drops for the least amount of AP cost, basically. And I haven't done the daily quests yet, so I need to do that as well. By the way, if you haven't played in a while and you've been thinking about getting back into it, great time. Well, maybe not right now, but it would be a great time to, because again, there's a fuck ton of free servants. Like, they're the welfare servants that you can just get pretty easily to NP5. Especially if you have an older account and you've already progressed through the story. They give you a ton of evocation leaves. Every singularity gives you evocation leaves when you complete it. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But each one gives you evocation leaves for completing it, and which means even like a new player coming in, because you get the free 5-star at the beginning, and you have the ability to immediately get that 5-star or any servant immediately to, I believe it's level 80 or something. It's like max ascension. It immediately gets it to like final ascension, I think. I can't remember. I actually can't. But they have that promotion where you can do that. You get a free 5-star of your choice. And the free 5-stars are pretty good. They're not terrible, but they're not like the best. You're not getting a free Castoria, nothing like that. But you do have a good choice. You do have good choices there. I'm trying to avoid talking about other things while I'm playing this game. Things that are completely unrelated, because I kind of want to bitch about Pirate Software again, but, like, who's not ripping into him these days? And I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about it. No matter how bad he is at coding, I'm not talking about it. I used to help make games, and seeing the code he was using was kind of just stupid. And I'm not a coder. I was not a coder. I was a writer who had to learn how to code. Because I had to take up the coding to take work off of the other person I was working with before the project stopped. And even I knew a lot of the shit he was doing was just irrelevant. Like, he didn't need to do it that way. But neither here nor there. Don't want to talk about something off topic from FGO. Back on the topic of FGO. I would definitely wait until they have one of the story events where, because when you start out, you do have basically free, you don't have to use any AP at all. to go through the story for a good bit. And if you've already played the game, you're returning, but you don't have your account, so you have to make a new one. It would be a great time to do that during a story rush, because then you also get what are those fucking blue crystals called? Leyline stones. There we go. You can get leyline stones that, if you do happen to die, like get wiped out in a mission, instead of using command codes or sync quartz or command seals or sync quartz, whatever they're called up there in the top right. Command spells, sorry. Instead of using 3 command spells or sync quartz, you can literally just use a leyline stone and it works the exact same. That's their only purpose as well. And they are limited. They don't stay in your inventory, so you can't save them. So there's no point in trying to save them. And it always gives you 3 for free, and then you can spend when those events come out, because one is technically going right now. From, I believe it's from the 8th anniversary. Which they have these events like in between story sections a lot, where it's just like, oh yeah, hey, let's help you catch up. Here's a ton of leyline stones. You get a max of 13 of them, so you could die 13 times for free. Which, early game, not very easy if you use the special ascension event, or the special ascension for your 5-star character, because the 5-star characters can just carry you most of the time. They can just carry you through most of the early game. This is did she just say Shark Saber? Yeah, she did. In English. But this part, like, parts of this particular event are kind of referencing a Lost Belt arc. And a lot of the events now are references to, like, the Lost Belts. The Foot Fetish event actually had references to Paper Moon. Rather than, like, a Lost Belt, because the Servant was released in Paper Moon. The Servant that was in that Paper Moon was released during that event. That's what it is. There we go. Word end. But yeah, no, it's. I would highly recommend people who, especially if you thought at one point, oh, the game is super pay to play, like whales. Just like whales are the only one this game caters to. It does not at all. Not. It might have at the very beginning, maybe. It definitely does not now. It's nowhere near. Ooh, 2 sync quartz out of that. But yeah, no, it's... This game now is pretty much one of the most free-to-play friendly gachas I've actually enjoyed. I have played a good bit of, like, Honkai Star Rail when it came out. I played a lot of Honkai Star Rail when it came out. I hated Genshin Impact just because I didn't like the gameplay of it. I didn't like Breath of the Wild, so of course I wouldn't like Genshin Impact, which is a worse Breath of the Wild, in my opinion. Uh, so, I know that's probably a hot take for a lot of people, saying, oh, you disliked Breath of the Wild? It felt empty. I get it. It's supposed to be like after a calamity. But there's absolutely fuck all. Like, actually. You would think it's been so long after the calamity that, like, surely people have taken back some land. But there's only, like, very specific small clusters of life in, like, villages in Breath of the Wild. And it's insane. But, again, that's going down into a separate topic. Sticking toward, like, gacha games and FGO specifically, I feel like this game has gotten so much more free to play. The pity system sucks, for sure, but the pity system in this is only meant to be like, you should have gotten it by now, and it's our bad if you did not get the servant by now. So here you go. Which is 330 pulls. But you can't get pity again on the same drawing if you get pity. And if you get, like, the 5-star focus character for one, you don't get pity again. If you get it at any point, I believe, you don't get the pity. See, like, I've done one on this. Have I? No, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't gotten it. But see, it's one time only. And it's if you don't. If you get this character, if you get 5-star Melusine, if you get Melusine Melusine Ruler, the pity does go away, and you don't get it. But that does not matter, because it's just, like, you're expected to get it well before you hit 330. I have never hit pity before even some of my most summons, which was Tiamat, by the way, specifically. It was just Tiamat that I had a problem with. Tiamat, I believe I got to 250 summons, around about that number, before I got her. And I did get her. I did, eventually. And then, near the very end of the event, it's the Lilim Harlot event, is what it was called, for Tiamat, Draco, Locusta, and Setanta. Right after that, my first spawn, first 10 pull on Draco summon, because I focused heavily on Tiamat first. First spawn on the Draco summon, I got Draco. Like, it's super... It's not that, like... It's nowhere near as not free to play. It's nowhere near as, like, whale heavy as you would think. Because not a single one of those 250 did I pay for, by the way. That was all free. Do you know how much Saint Quartz that is? It's 30 Saint Quartz for 10. So to get to 250, that would be 30 times 250 spawn. No, it's 30 times 25. So 3 times 250. Which is what? 7, 800. That's 800 Saint Quartz. So yeah, no. It's super, you can get Saint Quartz really fucking easily. Every event gives you a decent amount of Saint Quartz out of it. You get weekly, you can get, what, several Saint Quartz by doing the quests. Even, like, leveling up bond levels for characters, once you get to the bond level 6, you start getting Saint Quartz from them. So it's like, yeah, no, you can 100% just free to play this game and not ever feel the need to buy anything. Unless you really want a fucking unit, or a servant. But, like, by then, that's your want. Because the quote-unquote limited characters will come out again. The only ones that had a question if they'd ever come out again were the welfare units. And 2 years ago, in Japan, they said, hey, we're bringing back welfare units that you've missed out on if you came into the game late. We're finally bringing them back. Or if you didn't get a welfare unit to, like, NP 5, you have a chance to get their NP to 5. So, like, even old accounts, you've got perfect. It's just a perfect reason to come back to the game. Really? The only thing, because, like, I feel like saying, oh, it's a whale-heavy game, is just lying because you haven't played the game at that point. Or you haven't played the game recently to see, or far enough into it to see that that's not true. But if you were to say, oh, I see the gameplay, and I don't think I would enjoy that, that's different. That's fucked up. She stole my target, or my target focus. It's actually fucked up. Is this an all target? No, it's a single. No. Yeah, it's a single target. Fuck. But yeah, no. If the only reason for somebody to not actually, I feel, for somebody to say, hey, I don't think that game, like, I don't want to play that game, is you either dislike some of the art, I guess, even though the art is pretty decent, it's not, I can get disliking how they depict some of the younger looking characters, that's fine, but you can choose what arts to put up, and there's a lot more, covered versions of the younger characters. Like, even if you got fucking Jack the Ripper, which is one of the more popular younger looking girls. There's a picture, like, you could put over her, you never have to change it, where she's just in a full cloak. You never had to change it. You never had to do anything about that. Like, she doesn't have to be showy. You get the choice of that. You even get to choose what other people see as well. So you could be looking at, like, let's say Draco in this form, but showing her adult form if you wanted. I think I have it set to the same as me. I'm not sure, actually. But I think my Bizette is set to the same as me, 100%, because I dislike the wedding dress one a little bit, because she's far less punchy. But either way, knowing even that, I don't know if even that can really be a reason for somebody to dislike it. Like, it's valid, sure. It's still valid to a degree. But I don't think it's a really good reason for somebody to say, yeah, no, I'm not playing that game ever. The only really good reason I could see is someone saying, yeah, I've seen how the game plays. I see what the game plays like, and that just doesn't seem like my style. That I could actually see and be like, yeah, you know, that's fine. That makes sense. I can get behind that. I can 100% get behind that opinion. If that is why you don't play FGO. It's the only reason. If you're a gacha game enjoyer, that is. Some people just don't like gacha games at all. And I get that as well. Because, like, kind of preventing you from getting further in a game because you didn't get a good, lucky drop of a character. Even though the free-to-play characters are good by themselves as well. Or good in teams. And you can get equally, like, as far. I get that opinion of saying, yeah, no, I just don't like gacha games for the whole gacha aspect. Yeah, it's perfectly valid as well. But if you enjoy gacha games, and your reasoning is anything other than, like, oh, I just dislike the gameplay of it, then, because if you dislike the gameplay, that's fair. That would make sense why you wouldn't want to play it. I've not seen this. I don't think. I might have. No, I haven't. Ow. Okay, and then I have units that I don't really use come up. Fuck. Oh, the decreased critical didn't work. Okay. I think this will be pretty strong. I don't know if it'd kill, though. This one I might actually be able to kill. I kind of want to make sure. We'll see. We'll see if this works. If I would have attacked first, I probably could have killed and then used the extra attack on the last one. But they get anti-enforcement defense anyways, so that's fine. But yeah, no. It's specifically for people who have played this game before and have debated whether to get back into it, I would highly recommend getting back into it, just because it is very free to play now. Sure, you might not be getting, like, NP5s of your favorite characters that are limited, but they will always come back at some point. Even the welfare units now will eventually come back out. Oh, she died. That sucks that she died. Damn. You go ahead and use evade. Oh, I forgot. He's got a single evade on him because of the fucking... Damn it. That prevents a new evade stack from even getting on as well. Okay, there she's dead. Thank God. But yeah, no, it's... I highly recommend this game to people who enjoy these types of games, where it's like... If you like Grand Blue, although if you like Grand Blue, you also probably like Fate, to be fair. There's a weird overlap there. Not every Grand Blue player likes Fate, but a lot of Grand Blue players do like Fate, as far as I can tell. Or they're at least not opposed to playing Fate. The gacha game, Grand Blue, not the fighting game or the other Grand Blue games that exist. Just the actual gacha. What? Oh. Illustrations? Taking on collaborative illustration quests. Oh no. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. This is gonna be a longer one, too. Okay, so there's the 50 errand quests. I still would have to get the full... I'd still have to buy both of these to get that maxed currently. And then this is gonna be complete every quest, yeah. So we are getting toward the end, 100%. Yeah, we're getting close to just being in farming mode. Yeah. Okay. We're getting close to being in farming mode, so we're getting there. Club representative. Oh, they haven't leveled up Skahawk, but they have the full MP for it. Okay. This is fine. I still haven't, I don't think I've picked, no, I did pick up the QP for getting, it was like 1.5 million QP. Regardless, anybody who's played Fate, thinking about getting back into it, I feel it's a good idea to actually get into it, but don't get into it with the aspect of like, oh, I'm gonna spend a ton of money, because I've seen too many people who have done that. Like, some of my old friends used to be big into Fate. They were the ones who got me into it. I'm just gonna shout out Adam and Eric on that. Those were my friends. They'll know if they see this. They'll know I'm talking about them. Nobody else will know who I'm talking about. But they're the ones who really got me into Fate. At one point, one of them had a very bad problem where they had to physically limit themselves on what they could spend and what they were allowed to spend on Fate. So they had because they were kind of a whale, to be fair. I think it's sad. Last time I talked with him, he wasn't playing Fate as much. Eric was, last time I checked. Eric was still playing Fate. But Eric shares my opinion, at least, on Paper Moon being kind of disappointing in this story. Like, the direction isn't... I don't like the direction of it as much. They all have the fucking beasts. That's kind of fucked up. They have the boosts of the representative stuff. Oh, excuse me. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck me, dude. This one's kind of hard because they have those boosts. Because they do a lot of damage to certain units, for sure. Jesus. Satanta is single target. So he's he's a bit more. He's harder for me to actually use on this, for sure. Because he's fucking single target. And I can't use evade, because overlap. I'm actually gonna do this. Since she has AoE. I really want her NP up. I don't care about Honorable Menu. You could kill him, and I would feel not bad. Oh, fuck. Okay, she needs to get attacked a little bit here. No, okay, she's good. I'm immediately casting it. Fuck. I'm not getting anything good here, am I? This is what I get for not actually using a good party. Really. Oh, I thought that skipped their turn somehow. Oh wait, isn't his only healing? Yeah. It's just a healing. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. I can deal with that. I do not use an Annihilation Song because it just kills on Romania in so many turns. And his fucking NP sucks too. Because he has to survive for the damage to take place. He has to have survived it. And it's based on how much damage he takes, and he doesn't get a target up, like a target focus. So it's like very pointless. It's very pointless to use Berg Avasta. I hope she doesn't have an AoE. Because if she does, I'm dead. No, Satanta would live if it's not ignore invincible. It is an AoE. Okay. He's got evasion. She does have a fucking, he's dead! Fuck! I'm actually using command spells. I don't really use them for anything else, so I might as well. I definitely just misplayed this here. This should just kill, even if he just fucking resurrects. You're gonna die. You don't even have to attack. The extra attack will kill you. But yeah, no. It's I lost track of what I was saying earlier, but I remember now. I was talking about FGO players with a little bit of their problem of like being whaley in these games, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because sure, like it's bad to waste your money on stuff that you're not gonna like commit to necessarily. I guess. But oh, okay, so that actually finished that. Yeah, more. Oh, so I can increase my shit by doing this. I forgot. Errand quests. I can increase Bazette to even stronger levels. But yeah, no, it's there is a problem of people being like way too wheelie, almost to a detrimental degree to themselves. And that's what happened with one of my friends. He had to physically, he was spending way too much money on Fate, so he had to limit himself on spending on the game. He had to physically give himself a budget that he was allowed to spend. He was not allowed to spend outside of that budget. Which I feel is fair, by the way. I feel that's a completely fair thing. Is giving yourself a budget and saying, I can't spend more than this. I feel that's completely fair. But it's kind of a somewhat common thing with FGO and a lot of gacha games. People get way too like excited, I guess, to spend money in it. Again, to a detrimental degree to themselves sometimes. Okay. Alright, I believe these unlock the servant coins and the last VVV stick unlock once you finish. And I think I can complete the main quest today, technically. So then it would just be farming mode. And you're about to really get a little bit of a gist of what that is. Because I think I have to go a little bit into farming mode here. I am gonna buy 7 of these. Because I'm gonna level up Yorandu. So she's more useful. Oh yeah, I have foes. Alright, one's for an assassin. I'm gonna use the gold one on her. Of course. She is able to go up to 102, but it takes so much, like so many materials to level her up, that it's not quite as viable right now for me to just spend all of my all the materials I get on her. I will eventually, like if I can't spend them on anybody else, or everybody else is maxed out to a certain degree, I would spend them on her. I wouldn't be opposed to spending them on her at that point. I'm gonna get her ready for her final level. Her final ascension level. I'm getting her ready for her final ascension. I was going to get the embers out of this anyways, to be fair, because I needed them for other characters besides just her. But it's also good to spend some on her right now because she has ×2 XP during the event. So, and better to have her kind of like maxed out once you get to that point anyways. What I'm wondering is, how the fuck do I get the rest of her NP? Maybe there's some maps to do those, to get those. That's probably what it's gonna be. Oh, I would almost have enough to final ascend him. I'd only need 2 more at that point. But okay. What exactly did I need for this? Okay. And completing all collaborative illustration quests. I see, so I had to beat all of the collaborative illustrations and get this to 6. Let's do that first. First and foremost, let's do that. I think I need 10, so probably just 1, yeah. And that should get me to level 6. Then it's just the collaborative illustration quests. Excuse me. I'll actually just take you. Because might as well. We're almost in farming mode, to be fair. And then you guys can kind of have a little bit of a break. Occasionally I might do another Fate video while I'm farming. But I'll be playing maybe another game in between every so often. I just like playing Fate because I can talk while I'm playing pretty much about anything. But a lot of times it's just Fate and how much I like it. I do try to keep it somewhat to... I don't want to diffuse from the game. It's not necessarily meant to be a background to me just chatting. Although that's kind of what it is, I suppose. In essence, that's what it is. Uh, Actually, I said I had a 6-hour stream today. That should tell you what day this was. What day this was filmed on. So, when this comes out, it'll be obvious. Again, I'm getting used to a backlog system of videos. So, I'll eventually stop talking about it. I'll eventually stop mentioning that it's backlogged. It'll just be like kind of known that, yeah, I have videos that are coming out that are not in time. You know, it's not the same time that I didn't record it that day, essentially. I'm not somebody who rushes to make a video because, oh, hey, something brand new just happened or just came out. So I have to make a video on it right now, or else somebody will beat me to it. Like, no, I don't care. I don't care like that. Again, I don't get paid to do this shit. I do this the same with my streaming. It'd be nice to be paid, to be fair. It would be nice. But I'm currently not. And even if I was paid, I would still pretty much act the same about this. Now, if somebody paid me to play something, like if a game developer was making something, it was like, oh yeah, hey, could you play this game for us? I'd probably need a better PC first, to be honest, but if I was paid to do that, I would make it obvious that I was paid, for one. And I would give honest opinions on how I felt about the game. Because if you're asking me to play it for money, paying me to play it, you better know what kind of games I like if you're paying me to play your game. Because I'm not going to give you a good review just because you're paying me. That's not how a review works. It's not how an honest review works. In honest review, yes. I will be a bit lighter on you because you're paying me. I'll say that. I will actively mention that, saying, yeah, if you weren't paying me, like, if the game is just not my cup of tea, but it's a good game, I would probably say, yeah, it's a decent game, but, like, I wouldn't play it myself because it's not my style. But for people who like this type of game, yeah. But that's besides well, I guess that was the point I was making. I'm not paid to play games, currently. It'd be nice to be paid to play games, but I'm not. We're trying to get to a point to where I might make a little bit of money. Not a ton. I'm not trying to become a millionaire off of playing video games. I'm just trying to exist, maybe make a little bit to put in savings so I don't have to spend everything on cats. Maybe even get to a point to where I can, because I do have a throne that has like a PC build, and it's crowdfunding on the PC and a lot of my stuff that's like not, oh hey, a couple bucks like snacks. I don't mention my throne often because I don't like gifts. But the only things that I would really like to actually get funded are like my PC build. And I'm not telling people to go do that because that's a very expensive laptop build. But it would be more than enough to play any game that is like out right now, or any game that I'd want to play for a stream while streaming. By the way, it would be perfect for that kind of stuff. It would be well equipped to deal with that. As well as I have something up to help fund getting my model actually rigged. Because again, I spend my money on cats. So I just don't have money to actually spend for myself. I know that's like, oh yeah, why wouldn't you spend money on yourself? Why not try to save some? You don't understand how much it costs to take care of 23 cats. It's a lot of money. Because, again, I don't want them to eat, like, the cheapest, like, most ass food that exists. I could probably go a bit cheaper on the food. But I don't want them to feel like, you know, oh, I don't want them to feel any less like a member of a family. Because, again, they were cats that were outside. They were left abandoned. Like, they need the proper attention and love. And, well, I can't give that to them physically. I can help them feel it. Because my family likes the cats. They like to pet the cats often. The cats sleep with my mom. They'll sleep while she'll be in there, laying down on the couch, and they're just sleeping all over around her. You know? So it's like, yeah, I don't want the cats to feel like they're not loved. Because they are. They're very loved. They're, at least here, they're well taken care of. They're not being chased down by a dog that somebody let out of the fence because they're fucking stupid. And bad dog owners. Because you know there are cats in the neighborhood. You know people have cats and small children that go outside in the neighborhood. And your dogs have been known to attack cats. And there was even a dog at one point in the neighborhood that had attacked a child. So yes, you can't let your dog out. And even like the police can't tell them to do that. You call animal control and they're like, oh, well, we won't be able to actually like do anything unless the dog does bite somebody. At least here, that's how it works. And I wouldn't want them to take the dog necessarily. I just want them to. That's why at one point we had called the police, because there was oftentimes two very big dogs chasing down our outside cats. Scrappy, Black Beauty, and Garfield are our current outside cats. We had others, but those dogs happened to attack a couple of them. So, it was not nice. Not a nice time. But yeah, no, it's like, it really is just kind of it's one of those situations where I wish I had the money myself. But I don't want to take anything away from these cats who need somebody to know that they care. And most people might be like, but I mean, they're an animal. They don't know anything like that. Like, they don't they don't know what you're doing for them. Because that's an argument some people have made at times. Where it's like, oh, they're just a cat. They have no idea what you're doing for them. They don't know what, you know. They don't know none of that. While people say shit like that, cats understand emotions. They understand when you're feeling ill. They understand all of that. So saying, oh, your cat it doesn't love you in that way, it just sees you as a person who gives it food, that's just untrue. Because a cat can tell when you're feeling unwell, especially if you've raised it from when it was a kitten, because that's how we've raised a lot of these cats. The outside cats are not quite as much, but a lot of the cats in here come from litters of cats that we've taken in from outside cats because we didn't want them to die outside. Of course. So, it's one of those scenarios where it's like somebody telling you that, and it's like, hey, your cat doesn't know that you love it, or that, and it doesn't love you type of thing. It's just wholly, I feel it's wholly incorrect. Because a cat can understand. It knows if its owner, or the people that it has grown up around, feel unwell. When I was sick the other day, the cats would just sit outside my door and just wait. They were not being quite as loud because they knew I didn't feel well. And they know if, like, one of the cats dies, because we had that happen at one point. We had one of our cats had passed away due to a blood clot. But one of our cats passed away due to a blood clot that it had that wasn't detectable. Like, it wasn't detectable until it was too late. Like, the cat was doing perfectly fine until one day it just could barely move. We took it to the vet, and they said, yeah, no, it was a blood clot that at some point when it was walking around got dislodged. And now the cat's not doing too hot. And there was nothing really that we could do. So we did have to put it down. And again, it was a cat that... It was one of the 23, or one of our cats. It was before we had 23. We got back up to 23 after that, because we took in a new baby kitten from a store. And now we also have a family of raccoons. But that's not really our fault. Like, and not much we can actually do about the raccoons there. They live in the attic, and we have our attic kind of like sealed off. So like, we don't really have a way up to the attic. So, not much to do about that, really. But yeah, no, it's our cats are family. They're very knowledgeable if you don't feel well. They know if you don't feel well. So, yeah. People saying cats aren't smart enough to know that, like they don't have the mental facility to know that, are just kind of full of shit and they're spouting nonsense that they've heard from somebody else. Because almost anything, if raised certain ways, knows that. Like if you raise an animal, it knows its family. It sees you as family. So if you don't feel well, even if not, you're not necessarily like, they might see you as a weird shaped animal that is part of their family that they took in, less so than like, oh hey, you're my owner. Again, they might just see you as family to them that they took in, rather than you taking them in, that type of thing. It could be something as simple as that, really. But either way, I keep getting off topic of shit that I'm talking about. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm trying to fill dead space. Because... just... why is it pixel? It's pixel art. Okay, so now I have to get Fairy Britain to 10. Which means I have to make the Doujin. I do just do this mission because I know it drops all 3 of the types. At the moment, it might not be the best one I could probably do. I could probably do one of the other ones, but I'm certain I can clear this one without worry. Other ones, I don't know that yet. I should be able to, but I haven't tried them to know, and I would do them during the farming stage. Because this not only drops all 3 of the materials that you need to turn in for these errand quests, they also have all 3 turn-in materials for items in the event shop. Ooh, excuse me. I should probably try to stick to the game I'm playing when I'm talking during these videos. I'm hoping this video isn't going to be like quite as long as the other one, but we'll see. It might be. Because I do have to do several things to unlock the story. But I feel like you beat the story, you get Yurandu. I don't think they'll have anything extra for her, but you might have maps that you have to do to get her NP, the rest of her NP to max, to NP 5. Because she's only at NP 2 right now. And there's no missions that give you more. And I don't see it in the shop. So it's very likely you get her NP through through actual stages. But, oh wait, is this an all? It is. I could probably just do this. It'll probably leave Pavarti and then she'll die if she's still alive after this. I think this person has the Majin Okita, or Majin Saber, I believe is what it's calling her. Yeah. So it's Okita Alter, I believe. Pretty sure that's just Okita Alter. Like, actually. So I'm not going to have nearly as much of these things. But I can actually upgrade the rest of the, I'm probably not going to max all of the clubs out before I get into my, like, farming mode or the grinding stage. I need 15. Honestly, let me see how long I've been doing this for. I might actually end it after this, to be honest. Just so I'm not constantly, because I don't have to, I guess, keep it. Yeah, because it's not a stream. I don't have necessarily a goal, I guess. It's just so I have some videos for people to watch. That might be a little bit interesting. Just showing what I do for actual, like, sure, Skyrim is fun to me, but other things I do for fun. Like, I have thought about playing, like, Gundam Evo for a video before. Which, if I did, that would be... I need to talk to the guy who does Stop Killing Games. Kind of like offer up Gundam Evolution as a good example as to how shutdown games should be treated. But if I did do a Gundam Evolution video, it would be very, like... I would probably... I was talking on stream, actually, earlier, to Iron, who is from the Gundam Evo Discord. He has been watching me on stream recently. And they did say, oh yeah, would you stream like Gundam Evo, because I don't necessarily want to stream like just custom matches. They asked me, oh, would you stream if like casuals were open? I was like, yes, I would 100% be streaming if when casuals like actually fully release, because they release on occasion on weekends right now. But I would stream 100% if casuals were just open and you could play casual matches. They're making sure the code works properly for it right now, basically. Apparently there's going to be a big update at some point soon. From what I heard. I wasn't given really details, but I did hear that there was going to be a big update, so I'm excited. And I'm kind of using this, like the custom matches as practice to get back into the feel of a game like that. Because it's been a long time since I've played anything that's like that. Like a team-based shooter. Sorry if you heard that. I have a fidget knife. It's an actual knife. It's not a fidget to it. It's just an actual knife that I keep near my desk so I can flick it open occasionally when I feel the need. It's very nice. It's a little bit sticky. It is a gas station knife. I have a big problem of like... Okay. I don't know if I should go into the rant right now about it. But I guess I'll do it before I end. I have a big problem of, like, knife people, like, people who are super into knife culture, who say, oh, a gas station knife, if you're saying that's perfectly fine, then, like, you don't know knives, and, like, a gas station knife is the worst kind of knife. Like, you're not bringing a fucking $180 knife, like... You're not bringing a couple $100 knife to work. Sure, it might be one of the best quality knives, one of the most quote-unquote indestructible knives that's so pretty, so great, because you'll get a fucking gas station knife, put it in your pocket, because if it falls out, you don't care. It was like $15. Like... People don't buy expensive knives. Like, people who actually go to work with a knife in their pocket for actual work purposes do not buy several $100 knives to carry around. That's not a fucking everyday carry knife. That's not how everyday carry knives work, because you would feel really fucking bad if you lost it, because that's a couple $100 down the drain, even if it's got the best fucking clip in the world. It could get snagged on something, and you wouldn't know if you're busy working, or you get caught on something and you're just like, oh, well, fuck, let me get up, you know. You don't realize that it just flung off. Like, no. Don't buy that if you want it for a collection. That's fine. That's on you. You collect knives, cool. Don't tell me a fucking gas station knife that's a couple bucks is not a good knife, and that if I buy them and use them, that I'm an idiot for using them because it's quote-unquote unsafe. Because it's only unsafe if you're a fucking idiot. If you're a complete child and you buy a gas station knife thinking, oh yeah, hey, this is cool, haha. Yeah, no. Then you might be onto something. But I buy gas station knives because I've actually had to work in general labor. I've had to use knives to cut off bands from pallets, of like from pallets of lumber, because at one point I worked at a lumber yard. At one point I've worked at a fucking scaffolding company. You know, you have a knife for that. You have a pocket knife to do that kind of work. And it was always gas station knives. And yes, I did sharpen them myself, just to make sure they were sharp and not super dull. But a gas station knife is perfectly fine. A cheap little couple dollar knife, although this one is like a $30 knife. It's like a mimicry of an Italian stiletto style. I'm not showing it, but it's a cheap mimic of a stiletto style knife, and it's perfectly fine. It looks nice, but it also has, like, I wouldn't be too upset about it if I lost it. So I have carried it around, used it at work, because it stays sharp because of the angle of the grind on it. It stays sharp because of that. It looks nice. It's kind of like flashy when you pull it out, flick it open, you know, and then you like slice open a box or cut the band off of something. It's a bit flashy, and I used it for that, to kind of like talk with my coworkers a bit about, oh yeah, hey, I kind of like this style of knife, you know? So, you know, it's something to talk about at work to make things fucking interesting when you're busy on a actual job site. So yeah, no, fuck knife people. Regardless. Sorry, that was a rant. But thank you all so much for watching. I did have to do that rant. Sorry. I had to. Because I want knife people to know a gas station knife is honestly better to take to work than a fucking quote-unquote indestructible knife that's going to cost you a couple $100 that if you lost it, you would be royally mad and probably cry as a grown-ass man. Regardless. And I say that because I cry as a grown-ass man. But not in the public. I cry in private. Because grown men cry in private. That's the only place we cry. That's the only place it's okay to cry. You would cry in public if you lost a couple $100 knife. Because you thought it was a good idea to bring that to work. Camping and shit like that, that's on you. You could still lose it. But, you know, those quote-unquote survival knives that are like the ones that are a couple $100 again, that they say, oh, hey, you're buying like this cheapo knife that's supposed to be like a camping hunting knife, but then it breaks if you start batoning it with like a piece of wood on its spine. Like, again, I don't need a knife for that. You have a hatchet for that reason. Because like a small hatchet on your back, like if you have a bag, because you would be hunting. If you're hunting, or especially if you're camping, hunting you might not have one. Camping you certainly would. Have a bag. A hatchet on the side of the bag is not going to weigh you down that much. To be honest. Either way, sorry. I got distracted. I have rants that I need to talk about that I have very strong feelings on. Sorry, but thank you all so much for watching. This video is, again, any video I put up, it will come it will be released at 8 p.m. my time. My time at 8 p.m. I don't know what that time is for you, but it would be my 8 p.m. It will release at the same time every day, one video a day, yada yada. I will be trying to stream as well, but I want to complete, like, have at least a backlog in case I have to take some days off. So, I'm keeping a couple days backlog at the very least. But thank you all so much for watching. If you like my random rants and my kind of scatterbrainness, like, comment, and subscribe. Comment what you want to see me play or do as a video, necessarily. If you want to... Right now, I'm playing Skyrim on Twitch. If you want to watch me play Skyrim. You can watch it on YouTube, but you can't interact with me. Because I am live on YouTube at the same time as Twitch. You can watch me on YouTube live. Or if you want to interact with me, you can go to my Twitch at twitch.tv/SilverTategami. Or Tategami Plays, sorry. Twitch.tv/Tategami Plays is my Twitch channel. You can interact with me there because I can watch my Twitch chat. I can't watch YouTube chat at the same time as watching my Twitch chat. So, if you want to interact with me, Twitch chat is the way to go. Anything else? If you want to get updates on when I'm live, you can go to my Twitter, x.com/SilverRider7. That's my @SilverRider7. If you do want to help out with, like, the channel a little bit until I can actually at least start saving some extra money from this, from, like, streaming and YouTube videos, you can go to my Throne, and just, you don't have to donate much. You could donate, like, $1 or something to either the laptop or even the rigging for my model. The price set there is not the cheapest rigging, to be fair. That is the rigging price for my modeler. The person who made my model, who knows my model best. That's what that's for. And if I can get that funded, I'll eventually get to getting a full body model, because mine is only a torso. It's only bust up. I'll eventually get to, like, a full scale model. So, either way, if you want to do that, you can. I'll never pressure you to try to do that. I don't really care if you do, because I am going to save up for it myself if I start getting paid for doing this. Even without getting paid to do this, I'll eventually start saving up for it. I am, technically. What I can, but I can only save so much, and it's not... I'm saving a lot of it for, like, rainy day stuff, rather than stream stuff. So it's not like I don't have money, it's I don't have disposable income. You know? I don't have anything I can actually use to invest in this, because this doesn't pay me. And if something were to go wrong, if something were to happen, I would be out of luck at that point. But that's why I don't spend anything on this currently. I did at one point because I was making enough money with my job. But I got real sick, and I've gotten to the point where it's a lot harder for me to actually work like that as much. So it's not that I couldn't, it's that I would be putting my body in a worse shape to be doing that kind of work as much anymore. So it's a lot harder for me to do that safely. Either way, I will catch you all in the next video, the next stream. See ya.